going to admit I had a hard time deciding what to do for this video. Several of my plans were foiled along the way, but ultimately it might have been for the best. My mom came to visit this weekend, and with her came my aunt and my older cousin. It got me thinking about family. More specifically, it got me thinking about how difficult it is for families to stick together past a certain age or a period of time. You see, keeping in contact with extended family is a process, not a simple one, like the making of tacos or the construction of a paper airplane, but a process nonetheless. We live in a country where kids are expected to leave the nest at a certain age, 18. Boulder is 3 hours away from my family home, which is pretty standard. From there, the expectation is that I'll meet some guy and in a few years we'll settle down and have our own little family. Those kids will grow up and move away, and the cycle will continue. In this video, I show footage of a dinner at my great-aunt's house. Despite how lovely it all was and how fun it was to spend time with cousins I rarely see, it got me thinking about how we all ended up there together. You see, I see this part of my family probably once every year or two. Despite our close proximity, it takes a lot of effort just to get all of these people into one space. Our culture dictates that this is how it's meant to be. We reconvene every year or so and share stories of the time in between. But I can't help but think that in a different universe, one in which we all lived in a country without the emphasis on the nuclear family, we would see each other a lot more often. The stories we shared would not span months or years, but hours and minutes, and maybe that's a little sad. I guess what I'm saying is that it's a process to keep this family of amazing people together. It relies on moms carefully planning distant meals and kids putting off homework for just one more night. Today, my twin brother lives 100 yards from my front door. Hopefully we'll break the mold and cling to that proximity for a long time to come. Our culture and the process of drifting apart would say differently. But I'd say we're off to a pretty good start. We've passed that crucial time where the nuclear family typically breaks. That alone is something to be proud of. My hope is that we can deny this process altogether. Perhaps when we have families of our own, we'll be able to brag about the efforts made to deny our culture this one thing. Because it might sound cheesy, but what greater joy is there than spending time in the company of people with whom you share a love and a history? Bye.
Bye.